space that really most people only talk about.
Hello, everybody.
But never get a chance to experience.
I hope you're all doing great. Hope you get a chance to be on today and get some good notes. We've got about 30 minutes to talk to you about the power of public speaking, how to monetize your voice, how to take what you're great at and get paid for it. So what I'd like you to do, first of all, is my name is Bill Walsh, and I'm the CEO and founder of Power Team International. Our focus once again today is to give you some insight and some wisdom on how to take your idea, your belief, your concept, what you're great at, and make money from it. So as you know, I've spent over 25 years helping small business. Our team has served now more than 1 million customers for the events we've ran or sponsored over the last 10 years alone. And more importantly, we've been able to serve customers in probably more than 30 countries now. And it's very exciting when you start to think about what really is possible for small business. And that's what we're going to talk about today, is the unlimited possibility of digital marketing, unlimited possibility of taking your idea, taking your business, and bringing it to a whole different level. You know, I know that so often you're told you can't do this, you can't do this, but I'm here to tell you today that if you've got a message and a story, this is the time to bring it to market. And a big part of that is understanding that, you know, when my career transitioned from investing and trading into turning companies around and real estate, and then I took a break for a while, I had to realize that I had a bigger calling. And I want you to realize today, if you're listening today, that you've got a bigger calling. So I want you to write down today, if there was 3 things you were great at, just write down 3 things. Hello, Sue. Good to have you on. Thanks for plugging in. If you had 3 things you were great at, could you write those 3 things down for me? If you just had 3 things, what were 3 things you're really great at? Write down those 3 things. And I know this is sometimes, well, you know, I'm great at this or I'm great at this, right? But I want you to write down 3 things that you're great at. And I want you to think about this for a minute, but 3 things you're great at that can also serve a lot of people. 3 things you're great at can serve a lot of people. There's money in the industry. You're passionate about it. You'd probably do it for free. And really some things that, you know, you would love to wake up every day getting paid to tell your story. You'd love to wake up every day getting paid to serve people, either live or virtual. And these are the conversation we're going to talk about today, is that most people wake up and they work for somebody they can't stand, for money they can't live on, in a place where they're many times not appreciated. And I know that right now any job is a good job. So I don't ever tell people to quit their jobs and go live your dreams. I make sure to be very clear that you work part-time on your dreams, and your dreams will work full-time on you. And that's just something you have to live with today, right? You have to live and understand that if you have a story, if you have a message, please don't let anybody discount your gift. But if you could write down 3 things you're great at that serve a lot of people, and there's money in the space, you've got something to make some money with. You've got a talent, you've got a gift. Most people take the gift to the grave. Most people don't take the time to realize that I've got something so good, I got to be crazy not to go share it. And as you write down these 3 things, I want you to circle the one that really at the highest level, you would wake up every day loving your life even more if that's all you had to do. Get up, go speak, go share your message, maybe create some digital products, maybe create some workshops, maybe run your own event someday, maybe be on somebody's stage, maybe be able to write your book, and then begin to get paid while you sleep from your own intellectual property. See, what most people never talk about is they never talk about how to monetize, right? And I just want you to think about this for a second, right? But how to monetize, and I know this is your IP, and your intellectual property has a lot of value. And we just don't give it the respect it deserves, because people tell us you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not this, you're not that. I'm telling you right now that if you look at the most successful entrepreneurs in the world, they were told about how dumb they were so many times, how stupid they were. Einstein, for example, right? His own wife was like, "You're nuts. What are you going to Russia for with all the snow? There's no reason to go there. There's a war going on." And he said, "Just believe in me. And if you do, when I win the Nobel Prize, you can have all the money." right? Because he needed that support mechanism, and she believed in him, and she said, okay, if you say so. And he did. He had to go prove the theory of relativity. And I'm telling you today that your craziest ideas can sometimes be your biggest money makers. But you have to believe it in here first. Does that make sense? You have to believe that you have a gift that you can serve other people with, right? So once again, what are you great at? Could you guys just, while I'm listening, we don't got a lot of folks on this today, just type in what you're great at. Bill, I'm great at this. Whatever this is, right? Just take a moment, just type it in. Bill, I'm great at this. Because what you've got to figure out, if there's an audience for your gift, I'm telling you, today is the best day ever to put the marketing behind it. Don't be lazy with your marketing. Whatever you're great at, put a message to it, right? I see some folks are starting to type some things there, right? But whatever it is that you're great at, understand that if there's a market for it and you can create it on video today. So Michael likes to run masterminds. Yeah, perfect. I mean, think about it. If you've ever read a book, and I want you guys to all take some time today, and I want you to read this book. I want you to realize that in this book, the book's called Think and Grow Rich. But in this book, there's a chapter on masterminds. And when Napoleon Hill talks about masterminds, what he says that masterminds, believe it or not, provided the economic engine that made every other chapter in the book possible. Wow. The belief that masterminds, and I can tell you this, I know for a fact, if you want to go fast, go by yourself. If you want to go far, go with a great team. If you look at the Fortune 500, they all have board of directors. If you look at the Fortune 5,000, let's say, they all have board of advisors. Yet most entrepreneurs have nobody. They don't. They've got an idea, they've got a dream, they got a vision, but so often it's called the solo entrepreneur journey. And of course, people laugh at you. Sue, there you go. I love catering, cooking, helping small moms and pops increase their income. Yeah, so you've got a gift, and why not put a book cover out there? Why not create a membership and sell some recipes if you're great at this stuff? Because there's a market out there for some of the craziest things that you could never imagine, and they make the most money. I had a good friend of mine, right? He made a fortune. It sounds crazy. He was in the spice business. He didn't manufacture anything. He brought in great spices. He had good marketing, and that was his third successful venture. The first business he had, he had hair cutting schools, but he had like 300 locations for his shops, and his shops were all full of his students that came through the program where he provided the training, because he had a passion and he had a gift and he was good at marketing. And so you got to figure out, what is your internal skill set? What are you great at? Then surround yourself with a team. But if you don't have a passion for this stuff, right? If you don't have a passion to create some value and serve a lot of people, the trade-off sucks. The trade-off is that you get to work your whole life, once again, for people that you can't stand, that probably sometimes they don't appreciate you anyway. So why not take a little bit of time and take your gift, whatever your gift is, right? And figure out, is your gift monetizable? You type your gift in there and I'll tell you some ways you can make some money with it, right? Or I might say that's probably not going to sell from stage. But I'm looking for those ones today that have a passion to speak and sell from stage. I'm looking for the ones today that would like to work with a team over the course of the next year to help you take your idea, build a business around it, or maybe you're already a successful speaker, but build a business around it, right? Where you can begin to get on stages, learn to run your own events, learn to run your own webinars. Helping people sort issues and make suggestions to help them get to the next level. Yeah, I mean, breakthrough is a lot of money in there. The UNA, I like the UNA one, right? The number one. And realize that there's a lot of people that you might not think they're going through challenges, because on the outside they look fabulous, everything's perfect and blah, blah, blah. In the inside, they could be in so much pain. And so, Una, if you've got a gift to help people break through, why not? And I'm just going to give you guys a map of some of this stuff, right? And I'll tell you some of the things you can do. And please understand that you don't have to wait till next month or next year. You can start now. You can literally tonight, while you're at home, the first thing to do, and I'm just going to give this to you, right, is go get a book cover done. Go get a book cover done. Go to this website. It's pretty simple, called killercovers.com. Get a book cover done. Chastity Stembridge Lindsay, love it. Speaking, health coaching, nutritional consulting. Yeah. You should have workshops or weekends to get in your optimal health. You could have an optimal health class. You could have an optimal health weekend boot camp. People are paying as much as $20,000 to go to boot camps to get healthy. Now you might think, wow, that's a lot, right? Well, there's a big market at $2,000. Offer a $2,000 90-day breakthrough. People don't want to buy the workouts, everybody. They want to buy the result. Stop selling the workouts, sell the results. Because if you know the outcome when they work with you, big difference. But the first thing everybody listening today is get your book cover done tonight. Now, once you've got your book cover done, I want you to just check this out, right? I want you to go search for something called Haro. Just write down Haro. Haro, there you go, Haro. That means help a reporter out. Go to Google, help a reporter out. List the fact that you're a specialist in this one niche that helps them with that one thing that you're great at. It says, I am real. People, it's going kind of fast here. I'll try to keep up with these. I am comfortable speaking, just have not had it much. See, there's in between speaking and speak to sell. But we train people on how to speak and sell from stage. How do you create those $1,000 to $5,000 programs, get on stage and sell those programs in 60 minutes or less to total strangers? This is not easy to do, but make no mistake about it that there are audiences out there that want to take action now. And maybe not as fast on the digital. Maybe they go through an application process. Maybe they fill out a form. Maybe you do some consulting with them, right? Figure out, is it a great fit for what you offer? And this is important, everybody. If you can't help somebody, just say no. If you're not the right person for them, just move on. My gift is bringing resource to communities, need putting on health fairs. I also teach firearm instructions, license to carry. It's the same thing, Michelle. You know, why not create some digital offers for that, right? Why not create a downloadable product? And I want you guys to get this too. Haro is the place so media gets to know who you are. Media will interview you. They'll call you. They'll text you. They'll ask you to make an article or a point about something. But what makes this possible is the fact that the minute you put a book out or a book is coming out, it raises the bar to your value. I don't care what your industry is. I don't care if the book comes out next year or the year after. The fact that you have a book cover, the fact that you're going to do a book, puts you in the top 2% of the world. 98% will never write a book. But I'm going to teach you guys, right? We have an incubator course. Do your book in a weekend, right? Get the whole thing planned out in 90 days and published. Because the minute the book comes out, it separates you from everybody else. And I'll tell you, it's kind of funny that, I did my book, and I know it sounds crazy, but I know the stuff that I live and that I teach because I've lived it so long. But when I did my book, I literally was in Hollywood, and I got a book cover done from Killer Covers, and I went down to a place that had a video machine. I shot all 10 of my videos in one morning. Those videos became the chapters for my book. That book became an Amazon bestseller in 30 days. Because once again, my belief was bigger than the adversity that I faced. Your belief today has to be bigger than the adversity you face. If you're just plugging in, please post. What are you great at? What are you great at? What would you love to speak on stages and share? We take 20 speakers 3 times a year. We put them through the toughest 5-day course you've ever been to. We build your product box. We shoot your video promos. We create your product, actually online media kit. And then in 60 days, we put you on a stage selling your course and program. So if you've ever thought about, Bill, I got a story, I'm great at something, I gotta get out there. Hey, Sakina, we are manufacturing hand sanitizer. Well, I mean, Sakina, there's a lot of things you can do with that, right? But the same thing. Don't just try to, I'm going to market hand sanitizer. Create some educational post about hand sanitizer. Put your educational post onto a Facebook page or somewhere you can buy an ad. Educate people first. Give them great value first, and watch how much hand sanitizer you sell. The other way for you is just go to some of the big Amazon marketing partners. On Amazon, you've got to have margins that are probably 7 to 1 or 10 to 1 to make money. I hate to tell you that, but if it's less than that, by the time you pay everybody on Amazon, all you got was a good lead. So you got to make sure your margins work there, Sakina. But definitely education first. Dean, over 100 books published. Well, then you should be on stages speaking and selling and sharing that message. Because what I've found is that the minute you take the stage and you begin to sell courses that are $1,000 to $5,000, you can start to realize if you run 3 courses a year with 50 people in the course, right? at $2,000 a person, that's an extra 300 grand for the year for working 3 weekends. See, what most of us don't realize that we don't give ourselves enough credit for just how good we are at what we're doing. I mean, Dean, you can do a course on how to publish your book. Doing 100 books published, you must know something about it, right? Or you wouldn't have published 100 books. But to keep that message to yourself, everybody, don't do that. You know, if you know anybody right now that has a passion to speak and sell on stage, listen, ask them to jump on this webinar. Successful Affiliate Mastery to do your hand sanitizer. Yeah, if you got great affiliates, for sure. You know, if you got good affiliates with big databases, absolutely. We do tons of affiliate marketing. I think affiliate marketing, and right now more than everybody, please write this down. It's called collective collaboration. Collective collaboration. You are only as good as your marketing partners. You are only as good as your marketing partners, which means that you've got to get outside the comfort zone. You got to get way outside the comfort zone to begin to call people and reach out to people and put your message out there. But I'm telling you right now, the minute you got a book cover done, the minute you're on Haro and getting interviewed, all of a sudden you're in the news. You got press going on, right? Because without that, you're just one more person that has such a great story, but no legs to the marketing. And you've got to have some legs to the marketing. So the minute you've actually got yourself on Haro and you're getting pretty excited about this stuff, right? And you're starting to get these calls coming in, you really have to understand that to make it in the big leagues like this, and I'm just going to put this out there, is that you've really got to become something called an expert, which means that do not get on stages unless you know your stuff. I'm just trying to be real with everybody today, right? You know, people get on stage. The reason they don't speak very well is because they really don't know their space, or they get nervous. We'll get you over being nervous. I mean, understand that when you first walk on the stage, an easy icebreaker is thank the people that put you on the stage. Thank everyone for making it possible to be there that day. Then write this down. Ask a few questions. Ask a few questions, right? What does everybody do here? How many own a business? How many are this? The more questions you ask, the more instant connection you make with the audience. But it's your job as a speaker that when you take that stage, you own that room. And what gives you the right for that is that your message to market is clear. You tell them exactly what you're going to tell them. I'm going to share with you how to speak and sell from stage. I'm going to help you give you some great tips. I'm going to invite a few people here to work with our team for a whole year to help you create your product box, shoot your promo video, create your online media kit, teach you how to fill your own events, how to run your own events, how to get on big stages, right? How to really get your message out there and monetize it, how to do all your pricing models. You see, these are things, once again, that what people really are looking for is the real truth, not the fluff. They don't need the, you're going to feel good and you're going to have all this kumbaya. You know, that's a part of it, of course, but I'm telling you for a fact that today, people are looking for results. The only thing they buy from you are the results. But see, once you understand that you've got this part of it down as a speaker, you have to begin to think, and this is a big one, everybody, is that how do I get this? And this is what kills most speakers is this one right here, is that you've got to understand the power of exposure. And I don't care what people tell me, I'm the greatest this, I'm the greatest that. I say, great, then show me your events page and show me the 100 events you spoke at this year. Show me the 10 events you spoke at this year. Show me the 5. Let me talk to promoters that actually put you on the stage, not where you're selling a $90 product, where you're selling a product between $1,000 and $5,000. Show me a cold market stage. Let me talk to the promoters, see how you did. See, because what happens for most people is that they'll tell me all these things they've done, but I'll be like, well, let me talk to the promoter. You know, show me the reel, show me the sales reports from those events, right? And all promoters really want to hear is the truth, everybody. You might say that my sales aren't that good, right? When I sell products for $200, they're good, but understand this. If it's a speak to sell stage, no one's going to put you on the stage to sell $200 products. They're not going to put you to sell their books unless you're a big draw. Now, if you're a Brian Tracy or a Les Brown or a Mark Victor Hansen, right? They're a big draw. That's a different type of speaker that's on the stage. I'm talking about you today that says, Bill, I'm a specialist. I'd like to get some more message out my message out to the market. I'd like to create my own course. I'd like to create my own programs, right? I'd like to launch something digital that I could sell tomorrow. You see, it doesn't take that long to create some digital products, yet most of us are so overwhelmed with the process of this stuff. And once you're in the process, you're like, man, this was so easy. Why didn't I do this 3 years ago or 4 years ago? We didn't do it 3 or 4 years ago because we weren't sure what to do. If you're just coming on, please make sure you post, what are you great at? What is your skill set you'd like to take to market? And if anybody here does have a passion to speak and sell from stage, let me give you something really quick. You can just text the word platinum. So if you are interested to speak and sell from stage, please text the word, let me just put it up there for you guys, platinum 26786. And our team will schedule a call with you and put you through an application to see if it's actually a great fit, see if there's some ways we can work together. See, because what I started to realize is that I did a lot of homework on this after I've been selling on stages for years and years and years, and I got really good at closing and selling from the stage, and I began to research all the speaker courses. And the challenge I found is that not one program I looked at would put you on their stage when you finished. They wouldn't put you on any stage to go speak and sell. I'm telling you for a fact today, the greatest way to learn to speak and sell is to get out there and go do it, and then videotape it, and then get better at it, right? And that opens up more doors. We also act as an agency, which means if we promote you somewhere, we only guarantee 1 gig. We put you on 1 stage, guaranteed. No one does any stages. But if we book you on a stage, you pay us 10%. And it's a great value add. Whatever you earn, we get 10%. Now realize that if they book you again, you pay us again. But these are stages you never had before. If you put yourself on the stage, we get nothing. And that's really quite a super value because most people won't do it at all. But I share this with you today because your story's too big. Your story's too big to let other people tell you its value. Your story's too big to let other people tell you its value. And I would challenge you today that, I made it really clear. Go to Killer Covers, get a book cover done. Go to Haro, go to Help a Reporter Out. Help a Reporter on Google. Get yourself listed there as a subject matter expert. Make sure that you work on becoming an expert in that niche. Do not list 17 things you do there. List 1 thing you do great. Learn to get some exposure. If you're just starting out, then it's not right now because a lot of these events are on hold, but I like Rotaries. I like associations, National Women's Business Association, National Speakers Association, any association that will put you on their webinars or telesummits, live events. I don't care what, and if you can't sell, just give away content, give away books, give away downloads. It doesn't matter. Those are all added value. Does that make sense? So don't worry about everything's not perfect. Listen, please write this down, everybody. It's never perfect. You're always going to make mistakes. There's always going to be things you missed in your presentation, right? And we teach you how to create a presentation that you own from the heart. How to create an authentic presentation where it becomes a conversation. Write this down, a conversation, not a presentation. When you could have more of a conversation with the group than a presentation, you're moving in the right direction. But it starts out with you today committing to the fact that my story's too big to play small. I'm coachable. I like the idea of having a book out in the marketplace. I like the idea of maybe running a workshop once or twice a year. I like the idea of selling some digital products online. Maybe in the future I'll run a mastermind, right? Maybe I like to do some private coaching. These are all the answers that we look for someone that says, Bill, whatever you're doing, I need to be a part of it. I love where this is going. But in addition to all that, as you're building your speaker career, right, I want you to also think about a couple things that can make a big difference for you. And this is never that easy, right? But it's something that as a speaker, you have to work on every day. And this is where a lot of times that people kind of stop and they get holed up is that, and this is a big one for a lot of people. And I want you to understand how powerful this is. But as a speaker, you always have to innovate. You've got to be innovating every day, which means that to become a great teacher and a speaker and a trainer, please write this down. You have to stay a great student. You have to stay a great student. So I go on webinars every day. I listen to new technology every day. I have a research team that just does homework for me because I truly believe that today, this last 75 days has been a wake-up call, and I'm going to give this to you clear, to some unlimited possibilities that most of us have never seen before in our lives. You can say how bad everything is, but some of these companies have generated billions and billions of dollars, and some companies and I feel so bad because some of these were great companies just 6 months ago with multi-billion-dollar valuations that today might be gone. And that's a horrible situation. So, but I want you to understand that we as individuals, it's hard for us to change the global economy, but we can certainly change our personal economy. And to change your personal economy, you've got to learn starting today to adapt, to innovate, and to overcome. But as a speaker, as a trainer, as a coach, as someone launching something, you've always got to be creating new stuff. You know, there's a lot of new tools out there. I talked about some of these the last couple of days on some others I've been on, but Anchor is a great one. Utilize Anchor. It's an app to launch your own free podcast. It puts you on iTunes. It puts you on Spotify. It's owned by Spotify. And literally, you're broadcasting your podcast within days, right? So don't tell me what you can't do. Let's talk about what you can do, and it doesn't cost a lot of money. Another good one is creating these 1-minute videos. Create what are called 1-minute power videos, right? Just 1 minute max, that's it. Take that video, go to an app called InShot, I-N-S-H-O-T, InShot, push one button, it shoots your video to all your social media channels. Now, before you do that, you have to have a text opt-in inside the video. No text opt-in, waste a video. Every third video you create needs to go in your story. If you're using Facebook, put it inside your story. But every video has to have something called a call to action. The call to action has to be a mobile opt-in that gives nothing but value. Stop trying to sell on some of these things. Give tons of value. Set up some follow-up calls. See if it's a great fit. We have people go through a simple application process. 7 questions. Answer the 7 questions. It's a great fit. Let's jump on the phone. Figure out how we can work together. See, if you have a database and we have a database, why can't we put something together? So I will tell you this, and I'll make sure that you're open to this, right? Joint ventures is how we built a global, and I just want you guys to understand how powerful this stuff is, right? But it's how we built a powerful, you know, and I don't want you to take this lightly, right? But this is exactly how we built the business, right? So if you guys have a good joint venture, right? If you have a good idea, message me, send me the details, right? I'd love to hear what you guys got going on, right? You got something that you got a database and, hey, Bill, we can market for you. Maybe you can market for us. Yes, our database might be bigger. We have probably 500,000-600,000 people in the database, but who cares? It's those win-wins that create all the magic. In all the cities for our tour this year, right? Go look at the cities for our tour this year, right? And I'll try to share the screen here, right? Tour events. Any of these cities that we're in, I'm looking for panelists for all the cities. We're looking for panelists in all those cities because I think this is the actual perfect time, right? Literally the perfect time. And I'll show you this. I'll put it on the screen here in a second. Because I think this is the perfect time to create magic in some of these markets. So if you know for a fact that, you know, you've got some really cool stuff going on in the market, or maybe you want to support us there, we'd love to figure out some ways to put you on some of those stages, right? And I'm going to put them on the screen here in a second so you can see all these different events we got going on. But let me just see if I can bring this screen in here for a second, because I do think that there is nothing better than right now to really go after some of your big goals, go after some of your big dreams. But now for the first time ever, right, we can bring individuals into something and get them some exposure if you're open to some exposure. So if you like the idea of being able to get on some different stages and share your message, right, it's like, why not? It's hard to see. Let me see if I can make myself smaller on the screen. I'm not sure how to do that. There you go. But now you can see, right, all these different cities that we have going on, and you can plug in any of those cities you want. Let me see if I can just make it take over the whole screen. There you go. So you can see some of those cities that are cooking. If anybody that's on this stream today has any of these cities coming up, you know, let's figure out a way that we can actually do some business together. I love the idea of that, you know, because in every market, and yes, of course, we're going to follow social distancing and we're going to do testing when they walk in the door. But if you're an expert and you'd like to be on some of these stages with us and you'd like to be a part of these different things that we're working on, listen, just send me a message. Because here's what I'm trying to help everybody understand is that together you're going to achieve a whole lot more. And if you try to do this all stuff by yourself, it gets tough. So stop trying to create all the success by yourself. Get plugged into a big team. And if you have a great gift and you have a great story, let's get your book cover done. Let's figure out how to get you on some stages. Let's think of some new ways to create some partnerships together. And this is what you've got to do with your own database. I need you to look through your database and think about, number one, who are some of my most satisfied customers? Number two, who are potential power partners that we can do some cross-marketing together? Number three, how do I bring my story to the market as soon as possible? And number four, this is important, everybody, you got to turn off all the negative people in your life. You got to shut them down today. Because if you keep listening to how bad things are, you'll be a part of how bad things are. If you keep focusing on where the opportunities are at, I'm telling you for a fact that God's on your side. And believe me when I tell you that if you don't believe in a higher power, find one, because there's no doubt that miracles show up in your life every day because you're present for that. You're ready for that. And I believe that miracles are nothing more than you being ready when the opportunities show up. And so when success comes knocking on your door with opportunities to expand your horizons, get better, bring your message to the world, take advantage of it. Figure out some ways. Like I said, when we first started out, I didn't know all the people in the speaker world. I didn't understand who the big players were, but I made an intention within 5 years we'll be in the top 10. Within 5 years, we're in the top 10. And now we're in the top 3 or 4 in the world that does events, right? We're doing close to 400 live events a year. Now we've almost 300 digital events a year. And the live events will come back. I mean, obviously, whatever is going to happen is going to happen. You can't control that, but you've got to make the best of every situation. But I just want to make sure you understand today that if you have a real passion to speak and sell, just text the word platinum in 26786. Let our team schedule a call with you, figure out if it's a great fit for you, and then we kind of go from there. But let me give you a few last minute tips before we finish up today. And I want you to really take these with a grain of salt because this will help you a lot. There's a big thing and there's a really powerful word. And I want you to write this word down. And this word is something that it can absolutely make or break all of your success. And the word is faith, right? And I put this up there so big because you got to have faith and belief in yourself. You got to have faith and belief that the knowledge you've earned in your life and your business and your career has only put you in a place to serve more people. Everything you've done till this point in your life, this minute right now that we're together just for this short time, has positioned you for what's next. So I would challenge you to take what you've learned about, take what you've discovered, and figure out some ways to monetize it on the global scale. Because you might think that your customers are in your backyard. They're not. I looked at my video from 10 years ago and I said, if you're not moving into the global markets, you're missing one of the greatest times in history to build a business. And I tell you the same thing today, that Africa is a great place. India is a great place. Brazil is a great place. There are so many new places for new business. If you'll just take your intellectual property, package it properly, let us help you package it properly and bring it to market. So once again, my words for today, don't quit. Don't give up. Don't let nobody steal your dreams from you. Your story's too big to play small. But if this resonates with you, please take a moment right now, text the word platinum to 26786. Our team will follow up in the next 48 hours, see if we can put a fit together. Our next class is in September, or otherwise November. Come in September, you're on a new stage by November. Come in November, you're on a new stage by January, February. But it's a decision you have to make that says, Bill, I'm great at this. Is it something we can monetize from stage? If it is, let's have that conversation. Listen, everybody, I love you guys. Thanks for plugging in. This is our Speaker Master 101 day, and hope you got a lot of information from this. And go out there and make your day tomorrow even better than today by serving more people with your message, your story, and of course, your most amazing presence. I love you guys. Talk to you soon. Have a great day. Have a great day, and I'll meet you guys certainly on one of the great stages around the world. Thanks again, everybody. This broadcast is officially over.